I think it's everybody's favorite. I know why Mr. Amante here, because every time we go out to eat with Edward will order lemon chicken. So I know this already want to learn lemon chicken. So I want to a little bit suspend to it. I'm going to keep lemon chicken the second dish to cook today. I'm going to cook this one. This one I featured in my Chinese dinner a month ago, and everybody loves it. It's you can order it from a Chinese restaurant. In Chinese, it's called sa zhap man tou ha. It's made with mayonnaise. You won't believe it. Chinese use mayonnaise to make the dish. Mayonnaise and canned peaches and sugar. That's it. Very simple. You can finish this dish in about 15 minutes. Okay. The first thing you should do is you have to deep fry your prawns. Okay. Now, a lot of people don't know how to deep fry the prawns. Now, if you get a prawns, I usually cut it open like this, like a butterfly, because it makes the shrimp cook faster, so you won't overcook seafood. There's only one thing worse than overcooked seafood, is uncooked chicken. Okay, so you want to cut it, slice it open like this, so the prawns will cook faster. The other reason is you want to remove the sand wings. This day you don't really have to remove sand wings of shrimps because they have shrimp farms that have shrimps. They don't catch shrimp from the streams or from the river anymore. They have shrimp farms and they feed them with good feeds. So you don't have to do deveining anymore. But it's also good to devein because sometimes the sand wing is black color. It's kind of ugly. You don't want people eating what is this long dark thing right there. This is what I did. Now, when you deep fry, there is a pan fry and a deep fry. When you do pan fry something, like you pan fry sole fillet, the thing you add is you add flour and then egg. Okay, flour first and then egg, and then you put it on the pan with little oil and pan fry. Deep fry is flour, remember flour, egg, flour. So you have to add flour. I like to use cornstarch. Okay. People ask what's the difference between cornstarch and flour. Cornstarch is more condensed. So when you use cornstarch to deep fry something, you get a crust which is a little bit harder. Okay. With flour, the crust is not as crunchy. So if you want to make a dish like what I'm making today, a deep fried product with a sauce, with a gravy, you want to have the batter a little bit crunchy. So that's why I like to use cornstarch. Now, the cornstarch, you want to add cornstarch for two reasons. You got cornstarch first, and then you put egg, and then you put cornstarch again. Do you know why? Anybody here know why I put cornstarch first? Especially for seafood. Because they are wet. They have water, okay? The cornstarch kind of like soak up the water, okay? So when you put the egg over, the egg can actually coat the shrimp. If you don't put cornstarch and you put just egg on top, because of the water as a layer, the egg won't coat the shrimp. So when you put the cornstarch over it again, the cornstarch will coat only the egg, but because the egg is not coating the shrimp, so the shrimp won't get any of the cornstarch. So you want to add a little bit cornstarch. How much? You just add to the point that you feel there's no more moisture on top of the shrimp. And then after like something like this, you see, kind of like there's no more moisture. See, like ladies when you put powder on their face at night, that's kind of like how this feels. Okay, and then I have a beaten egg, one beaten egg. Okay. This is about 20 shrimps right here, 20 prawns. This size tiger prawns is 1823, something like that, okay? People ask what those numbers are for. Those are like how many shrimp in 1 pound. So the smaller the number, the bigger the shrimp. Yeah, so 18, 20, 23 is about 1 pound, have 18 to 23 shrimps, okay? So after that, you add the egg, okay? That's why you have to wash your hands, because you use your hands, okay? No cook use chopstick or forks or anything to mix the food because you are not going to have the egg and the cornstarch covering every part of the shrimp. You use chopstick. Use a hand, you can feel it, right? You don't use a chopstick to do facials, right? Yeah, you use your hands. Want to feel it. Okay, now you see the egg kind of like coating the shrimp, and then you can add another layer of cornstarch. Okay. After that, you just coat it again. And you can feel it. If it's the right consistency, it'll be kind of like sticking to your hands. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I have to go wash my hands because I cannot cook with this hands. Okay. So you can take up the tape. Pray that this works. Okay. If this is not working, we can all go home now.
It's working.
Okay. Deep fry. The oil have to be very hot. Okay. You don't put, if you're frying something, there are two ways Chinese cooking, there are two ways you use hot oil. One is called an oil bath. An oil bath, you usually use either warm oil or very hot oil. Usually you take an oil bath for beef using warm oil, not hot oil. Very hot oil is like if you want to take an oil bath for seafood, okay, you use hot oil. But deep fry, you always use hot oil. So you have to make sure you have enough oil, okay? So how much oil depends on how much shrimp you're frying. You know, you have to have the oil enough to cover the top of the shrimp. When the oil is hot, can you tell? My auntie put her finger in. Yes. I don't believe her. One of the ways to do it is, Adam, can you run inside get me a pair of chopsticks? Yeah, one of the ways is to put a wooden chopstick, not plastic, okay? You don't put plastic in hot oil. Otherwise, the whole oil will be wasted. You put it in here and you can see bubble around the chopstick. That the oil is boiled. You can see now that there's nothing around the chopstick. It's not boiled. The other way is to put water in it. You want to do that, okay? Never put water in the hot oil. You'll be very sorry. Yeah. So it took a while because it's a gas grill. Slower than direct touch. Thank you. Yes, remember deep fry, go home, remember when you deep fry, boys, I know, you want to eat fast and you don't care. You open the drawer and you find 2 chopsticks and you put it in. You put plastic, or some of chopstick, Chinese made chopstick, you put a little bit of paint on the outside, you put it in, yeah, you can't eat that stuff. Okay, so make sure it's wooden. Is it wooden chopstick? It's wooden. That would take a whole hour. Okay, at least it's working. Any questions so far? You can ask me questions. Like how many money I have in my account? How old I am? Am I married? Remember to use a chopstick to test it. Okay. In a moment, I'm going to fry for the lemon chicken. Since it's still waiting for this. In a moment, I'm going to fry this lemon chicken. Okay. I want lemon chicken. Remember, when you eat it, there's a little crunchy topping, right? You ask me, launch one of those. Very, very simple. You just fry. Okay. Now, this chicken I've already. If you look at the recipes, I already marinate this morning with a little bit chicken powder, sesame oil, white pepper, and I put ginger on it. Okay. In the past, I put garlic on that too. If you just plain fry the chicken and eat it like that, it's okay. But if you use lemon chicken, don't put any garlic. The reason is because the garlic flavor overpowering the lemon. So it's kind of odd. So I take out the garlic, I'm going to put ginger. Okay. Ginger goes very well with lemon, so it's okay to have ginger. So you marinate for about 2 or 3 hours at least to make the chicken taste good. Now, this one I'll explain to you why I use chicken thigh only. Okay, lemon chicken you always use chicken thigh. You don't use the chicken breast. Okay, because the texture. I'll explain to you why when I make lemon chicken. I think a little bit bubble. Yeah, I think it's okay. I just put one in, okay? If it mess up, only mess up one. And Christopher Cole will have that mess up one. He came back from the Philippines. He must be very hungry. He won't complain about the food. Okay, make sure that before you put this in, and you want to put them in one by one because they're going to stick together. Okay. You're going to a dinner with like 40 people. You don't want someone to pick up 2 shrimps. You want everyone to only one. Okay. So make sure they're separate. So you put one. Make sure they have the coating, and then you put it in. Ah, nice sound. But this is the other way you can tell the oil is hot. You have that nice sound. Okay, you want to take a look at how it looks like. You can come to the front and see how it looks like. Okay. Now, because I said you don't. Okay, now if you tell me, oh Lawrence, you know what? When I go home deep fry, I don't look like that. It's because of that trick. Remember, flour, egg, flour. If you don't put flour first, you put egg and then flour, it will not come out like this. Okay? You basically fry tempura the same thing. The only thing different is tempura batter, use ice water. You melt tempura flour with ice water. Okay? So, you see how fast it is? It's already done. Okay, turn it off. Ah, everybody got a piece to try today. I was thinking about choosing 3 people, and those people have to try all the food. But because of about only 15 people show up to it, no piece. Some people have 2 pieces. Okay. Adam, can you pour this away for me to the sink? The terrible camera has to be assistant into the stove with a wet cloth, okay? But remember, don't touch this side because it's hot, steam hot, okay? Just put it bottom and then put it back on. Because if the grease goes down to the stove, you got grease fire. Okay. Now we're gonna make the sauce. Making this sauce, because mayonnaise is very funny. If you put too high heat at once, it will break out. You know how to make mayonnaise? You know how mayonnaise is making? It's just oil and egg. Okay. The problem is if you put mayonnaise into really hot oil, they break up right away. They break oil and egg. So then you have egg and oil separated. So unless you want an egg, otherwise you don't want your mayonnaise to separate. Okay. So you just put it on top. Okay. Into the wok. Okay. And very fast, you stir fry it. Okay. You may have to take it out, otherwise it's overcooked. You know what? It's already cooking up. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn down really slow. Pour this away. You see, this is what happens. You see, I do this just to show you what happens if your wok is too hot. Okay, if your wok is too hot. I may have to actually clean the wok a little bit. Yeah, so when you put the mayonnaise into the wok, you shouldn't hear sizzling sound. The problem with those is, you see how the egg and the oil break up now? You can come and take a look. You see, this is what I'm talking about over there. They break up and then it doesn't work. Okay. And what you do is, after you add the mayonnaise, you add the sugar. Okay. A bit more. Okay. Okay. Don't wait until it's really hot. Once it got hot, it will break like that. You don't want it. And you put the prawns in. And then you just stir it up. Mix it well. Okay. Okay, mix it well. Okay. You turn the high a little bit so it goes up. And then you put peaches. Make sure you don't have any peach of any of the peach juice in there. Okay, I only want peaches. I don't want peach juice. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay. That's the prawns with mayo sauce and peaches. Okay, if you want to come and try, please line up, and then I'll give you. You can turn off the camera now. Okay, we have people, which means I'm a good teacher anyway. Now, I marinated this morning with chicken powder. People don't know what chicken powder is. You can get it from Chongli. It's kind of like a substitute for MSG. They still have MSG in there. Okay, so don't think about, oh, I use chicken powder, there's no MSG. You look at the. I always encourage people when you buy something, don't be fooled like I say, okay, if I don't put MSG in my soup, I use chicken broth, canned chicken broth, I will be avoiding MSG and not true. So you look at the can, they still have that monosodium, whatever you call that thing. It's MSG, okay? So it still have MSG in there. So is MSG that harmful? No. You guys know what MSG is made from? Tomato. Tomato. So MSG is tomato. That's why MSG isn't really that bad. But if you use too much of it, it's not good. Okay. But I don't want to use MSG. Chicken powder have MSG content in that is not as much as pure MSG. Everyone know what pure MSG is? It's kind of like sugar. It's kind of like white powder form. Chicken powder is yellow. It's actually made with chicken with MSG in there, but it's not as that much MSG because they already have the chicken flavor. So chicken powder. Sesame oil, Chinese cooking you always want sesame oil, white pepper. Don't use black pepper because Chinese cooking don't use black pepper. Because black pepper actually, don't put fly in there too. Black pepper a little bit more intrusive, the flavor. So for Chinese food it doesn't go well. White pepper it's always used when you cut Chinese food. When they call pepper, when they say on the recipes, they say pepper. They didn't say white or black. When it's Chinese, if it's Chinese food, it's always white pepper. It doesn't. We don't use black pepper. Okay. So white pepper, and I just marinated this morning, of course, with my hand, and then with some ginger. Okay. If you're late again, remember no garlic because I tried it myself. The garlic is a bit intrusive to the lemon flavor. Okay. Now the other ingredients is very simple. Chicken, the marinating thing, the chicken powder things, all those, and then cornstarch. This is to pan fry, so we're going to coat it. Okay. And then lemon chicken. How did they make that sauce? I told Father Ham doesn't like the lemon chicken. Every time he go out to lunch, he always order lemon chicken. I said, Father, do you know how easy to make lemon chicken? Because the lemon chicken is just made with this free fruit marmalade. Yeah. People said, oh, I did not make it with real lemon juice. No. I tell you why. If you make, you can still make real lemon juice. But the problem with real lemon juice is the gravy that comes out is cloudy. It's cloudy and doesn't look good. It's cloudy. It's like orange juice. It's like lemon juice. Okay, it's cloudy, so it doesn't look nice. You want a clear gravy, you have to use marmalade. And the good thing about marmalade is they have the skin in there. So people ask, oh, there's real lemonade. Yeah, you see the skin. You will have the zest in there, right? So it's real lemonade, use the marmalade. And that's it. So what you do is you pan fry the chicken first. Okay. Now, for pan fried chicken, you do not need the egg. Okay, you do not need the egg. If you are using a non-stick wok, that's good about non-stick wok. You don't have to use an egg. You just use flour is good enough. Again, you want to coat the chicken, okay, really well. Use your hands. Use your hands. So I show when you ate your mom a prawn, so you have to tell your mom how good the prawns are. Okay. Make sure both sides of the chicken have the cornstarch. Okay. before I start cooking today, I already said why lemon chicken use only chicken thigh. You don't use the breast, okay? Because the only one part of the chicken which have meat softer than chicken thigh. You know which part? But you cannot make lemon chicken with it. Not the wings. Oh, it said the wings is soft too. The wing is softer than chicken thigh too, but there's another part. It's softer than the chicken thigh. But we cannot use it to make lemon chicken. Otherwise, you're going to use a lot. You know what this part is? The two little part here. They call the oyster chicken part because it looks like oyster. You know that on the back of the chicken, you have two little meat right here. And they're very small. So for making lemon chicken, you want the chicken to be really soft. Okay. Chicken wing doesn't work because lemon chicken have no bone. Okay. After you debone the chicken wings, I mean, it's Giovanni will finish like how many? 80 wings by himself. Okay. So you have to use chicken thigh. This is the next softest flesh or part of the chicken that is big enough to satisfy the stomach of an olive boy. Okay. So use chicken thigh. So again, remember you need hot oil, really hot oil. So what you do is, still work, it's a miracle. Okay. So you put oil. If you really want to save oil, you can use this oil right here. But I don't want to scare people away. Actually, you can use those oils. Those actually are real oil. Okay. So use oil. Okay. You are not deep frying, so you don't need that much oil. Just make sure the oil go around the pan until you get hot. When the chicken thigh is done, you will have a crispy side on both sides. Okay. Now you want to leave the skin on too. Okay. I know people say, "Oh, cholesterol, Lawrence." Well, I don't care about cholesterol. Taste is everything. Okay, we love Chinese cooking. If you don't have cholesterol, go eat. I don't know, Japanese. Okay, you don't go to Chinese cooking and cholesterol, high blood pressure. Yeah, let your husband worry about it. Okay, you see when you put it in, you have kind of like see this bubbling on the grease on the oil. Okay, I've enough place for 5. I know the boys want to try this because I didn't cook this in the Chinese my Chinese dinner during spring break. I told them I'm going to cook this, but I didn't cook it. So I know they want to try this. Okay. Now don't flip it until it's brown on one side, and then flip to the other side to make sure it's brown on the other side, and then you have to cover the pan with a lid because, as I told you, there's only one thing worse than overcooked seafood. What? Undercooked chicken. Yes. You know, I have a friend who went to this. Korean eat really sometimes eat really strange things. He went to this place. I don't know. He told me that they have chicken sushi. Yes, true. Chicken sushi. It might be a special type of chicken. You know, and they eat like they have octopus that's for crawling. You know. Oh. But don't get me wrong. I like Korean food because at Chinese I eat everything. Okay. So you can take a look to see if it's brown. You see, you can see actually in it right here. You can see actually, but I want the brown a little bit more. Okay. When you go to the United States, you know there's a difference between people in the north part, North Dakota, Washington, New York. Their brown is different from the brown from the people in the southern states. Okay, the people when they say brown is like in the southern state it's like dark brown. Okay, the brown in the northern states are light brown, like those brown. You know, the wall tile right there. Those are kind of like this. These are the northern brown. Okay, this is not the southern brown. frankly, I would consider my cooking class pretty successful. I did not have a fire. I did not have a grease fire in the first class. Yeah, my auntie, a professional cook, every year, unless you're like me, you're not afraid of oil splashing on your skin. Okay. Otherwise, you want to wear a long sleeve shirt before you do pan fry. Okay. Now this is kind of brown. This is like kind of like southern brown. Okay, but this is like middle state brown. Okay, like in the middle, not south, not north. So now you have the brown the other side. This side is going to face up. So if I get this size pretty nice, you know, you already put all the makeup on one side, you don't have to put makeup on the back of the head, right? You're going to put on the front, you have to put on the back of the head. So you can turn down the heat a little bit. Okay. Really, really slow. Really, really slow. Okay, let it cool up a little bit so it won't get overcooked. And then you have to cover it really. So, you know what happens if you cover it really? Chicken, you can basically tell easily when they are cooked. You press it. Okay. It's not done. Not cooked yet. Not fully cooked. Just have little hole right here. You don't have to take it now, and then you can just. Really, really greasy. Okay, you don't want your chicken to be really greasy. So you take it out right away. Because the chicken sitting in oil, they will soak up all the oil. If you don't believe me, go home and put a bottle of cooking oil into your bathtub and you soak it in there. Okay? 15 minutes you walk out, you don't want to leave. Okay. So Adam, the cameraman, normally they don't sell it anymore. Okay? Don't use lemon jam because lemon jam is made with lemon juice. So it's cloudy. Okay? That's the same reason why people can make lemon chicken, don't use lemon juice because the end product is cloudy, it's not translucent. You want a translucent, nice looking, clear gravy. So that's why you use marmalade. Lemon jam is made of lemon juice and that's why it's cloudy. So lemon marmalade basically is made with, I don't know. They don't sell lemon marmalade anymore. So the closest thing you get is this 3 fruits marmalade, which is made with lemon, orange, and grapefruit. That is good. It's like the Trinity. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure you use lady gravy, so I'm going to use a lot. Oops. Okay. Now, surprising enough, you may actually have to add sugar to it. Why? Because some of this claim to be all natural. Okay, if it's all natural, sometimes the lemon, the grapefruit, and the orange could be coming from sour country like, I don't know, Spain, Italy, Portugal, all the problematic European countries don't have enough money for fertilizer, so they have sour fruit. So you may have to add sugar. I tell you, every can comes different. Because I bought this many times, sometimes my brother said, how come it's the same thing, I don't add any sugars, sometimes it's more sour, some of those are just sweeter. So you have to season to taste. Okay, I'm not going to cook this before I chop up the chicken. Okay, so chop the chicken first. Did I wash my hands? Yes. You want very sharp knife, okay, that you go down right away so the skin won't come off. A Chinese chopper is the nicest things to use, but I don't want to bring that big knife. People thought I'm rocking the banana. Okay, turn it on. So you have this crunchy feeling on the outside, the skin. you go down like this, so the skin stay on. If the skin doesn't stay on, it's fine, you just put the skin back on. Okay. That's what they do in the plastic surgery, you know. You pay thousands of dollars to do plastic surgery, that's what they do. They get the skin off your face and they put it back on. Sometimes they use glue and scotch tape. Okay. Line them up nicely. Why am I have my plate right there? Oh, I have my lemon decorated. Well, that's a good one. Okay. I can move the lemon. The chicken doesn't want to move. The lemon can move. I strongly recommend that nobody go tell Father Hermitage, because if you ask him to come here, you have nothing to taste. He will finish the whole plate. Okay, now I can put the nicely. Hey, this thing goes to camera. I have to garnish the plate. Okay, I'm waiting for my $1 million check cut from YouTube. So I have to make it nice. Okay, nice. Now, we just do the gravy. I'm glad it still works. Okay, you just use the bottom of your spoon to press it down, so it will melt. Okay. I forgot, if you are a safe cook, you always have a spoon for food tasting. You don't want to cook with a spoon and taste with the same spoon and cook it again with it. Okay?
When do you use the ginger, or was that part of the marinade?
Part of the marinade.
Okay.
Yes. Now, if you have this gravy really melted really well, you don't have to add water. Okay? If they are not melting well, then you have to add water. You add water and then you add sugar to balance it out. Okay? You cook a little bit longer. Don't prejudge too early. Sometimes you look at this, oh wow, it's not melting, you add water, but actually it takes longer sometimes to melt it. But it will melt. It's the right time for me to try taste. I think I will add some sugar. Which one I use? Oh, this one I use. Am I right?
Yes, yeah.
I'll add maybe 2 tablespoons. You see, the longer you cook, the more liquid it turns into. So you don't have to add water. And you don't want it to be too watery too, because this one you don't thicken it with cornstarch. So if you make it too watery, it won't stick to the chicken. So you'll be having chicken by itself and the juice, the liquid by itself, and you end up eating having lemon juice and chicken, 2 dishes. You want them to be combined together, blend together. So you want a thicker gravy. Okay, now this is okay, translucent, nice, and then you pour it over the chicken. Okay, that's lemon chicken.
Better
Okay, you can come out and try it.